All right, we're back again with another informative video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that little notification bell so you'll be alerted. You'll have an alert to when I drop these. I did a video about this subject a year ago. It's it's a longer version of what I'm about to say now. I'm about to bring you the short, to the point, condensed version. So hold on tight. I'm still seeing a lot of this out in the field. I get a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls about people that deal with this. They give the money up front to these contractors, and the contractors disappear. They do very little work and then they disappear. And I don't even really know what to say about it. But I'm about to bring it to you. So like I said, so hold on tight. First and foremost, first thing is to find a competent contractor. Get references from neighbors, co-workers. Once you find a contractor for whatever project you're trying to get done to your home, make sure that they are licensed and insured. You want to see samples. You want to be able to talk to former clients. You want to see some of their work. You want to see what, especially if you're having something done to your home that they are known to be good at. You want to see samples, pictures, talk to former clients. Normally a lot of these contractors, they carry a little album book with pictures of their work, so you definitely want to see that. Once you find your competent contractor, once you guys come together on the scope of the project and the price, and I can't say this enough, you do not want to give money up front. If you're dealing with a guy that's asking for money up front, just say thank you, but no thank you, and just move on. That's just, I don't know how else to say that. There's still a lot of people out here still doing that, and I'll briefly go over how to handle that. If it's a small project, and the contractor needs money up front, I'll kind of go over what, the steps on how to handle that. But you don't want to give any money up front. For the simple fact is, I don't know any jobs that you start and you get paid. Most jobs that I've ever had in the past, you start a job, you put in 2 weeks, put in 3 weeks, then you get paid. I don't know any job that you start and immediately you get a check. So, and the same process works here. You don't want to give any money up front. So once you guys come up with a number, don't give it any money up front. Once the project starts, there is a halfway point. Well, let me take a step back. Once you hire the contractor that you want, you guys come with a price, the scope of the work. Make sure they pull permits. Go to your local county, city, state. Make sure they pull permits. You want to see the permits. You want to see for whatever project, whatever scope of the project, whatever project it is, you want to see permits. If it deals with framing, electrical, plumbing, mechanical, you want to see permits for each discipline. So make sure they do that. With that comes a copy of whatever project that you're doing. It'll be a copy of it down at the city, so they'll be familiar with if you're doing a room addition, basement refinish, they'll have a copy of it. Make sure plans are pulled. Make sure plans are drawn. If you have to hire, if the general contractor, if he's not familiar with plans, or he doesn't know somebody that can have plans drawn up, make sure you go out and hire you an architect that can draw up a nice set of plans. You want plans, you want permits pulled. With that, once permits are pulled, you want to make sure that they license, they're insured. You want all the necessary stuff up front to be all the necessary boxes up front to be checked. You want all those items. And you, the homeowner, you have to do a lot of this on your own. You have to put in the work. You can't just sit back and think that the general contractor or whoever you put in charge is going to handle this. You have to put the work in as well if you want this to run as smoothly as you would probably like it to run. So you have to put in as much work as the general contractor as well. Once the project gets started, there is a halfway point, which is, let's just say you're adding a room on to, let's say you're doing a room addition, and you're adding a room to the back of the house, another bedroom. That's going to involve framing, electrical, plumbing, mechanical, HVAC. That's pretty much involved everything. So there's a halfway point. Once construction gets started, there's a halfway point, which is called a rough inspection. Excuse me. There's a rough inspection. To me, that's the halfway point. With that particular inspection, the local or city, county building inspectors will come out, and he'll conduct a rough inspection. If it passed the rough inspection, which in my opinion is the halfway point of the project, you give half the money. That's it. Once it passes, and you want to see it, you want to see that it passed the framing, the electrical, the mechanical, the plumbing, you give half of the money that you guys agreed upon. At the end of the project, once everything is done, you're satisfied on how it turned out. The building the finals for electrical, mechanical, there'll be a final inspection for each discipline, for electrical, mechanical, plumbing, heating and ventilation, building, total building. Once all those have passed, and you want to see this stuff in writing, once all those have passed, you're satisfied with how the project turned out, you give the remaining balance. And that's it in a nutshell. If it's a small project and you're dealing with a contractor that needs money up front, typically they need money up front because they need supplies. If it's a little small project that will probably take 2 or 3 days, maybe a week, they normally need money up front. If they need money up front, they normally need money for supplies. You let that contractor make a list of the supplies that he needs. You go with that contractor to whatever supply house they decide, whatever supply warehouse, whether it be Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever supply warehouse they decide. You go with that contractor. You let him pick out all his necessary supplies. You kind of hang out in the car, hang out up front around the register or whatever. Once he pulls in, he brings stuff up to the register. You pay for it with your credit card. You pay for it with your credit card. You take that stuff and make sure that stuff is delivered at your home, whether it's your garage, backyard, wherever. That stuff goes to your home. It doesn't go to another job of his. It doesn't go to his house. It goes to your house. So if you never see him again, so once that stuff is dropped off and you never see him again, at least you have the necessary supplies to keep this project rolling. You've lost nothing. You've already bought the supplies needed to do this project. Once he gets started, at the end of the project, if there's any inspections, rough inspections, small job, typically you might have a rough inspection, you may not, you might just have one at the final. But when the project is over at the final, at the end, and you're satisfied with the way it turned out, you give the rest of the money that you guys agreed upon. And that is it in a nutshell, people. I can't make that any plainer. Do not give money up front. Do not give money up front. Please, if you're dealing with somebody that's asking for money up front, just say thank you, but no thank you, and move on. If it's a small project, smaller projects, contractor needs money up front. Typically they'll need it for supplies. Go with that contractor. You pay for the supplies with your credit card. That comes out of the bottom line. Make sure that stuff is delivered at your house. Like I said, so if he decides he doesn't want to do it, you're not out of anything. At least you've bought the necessary supplies. That is it in a nutshell. You guys got any comments, questions about that? Please hit me up. I'm still hearing a lot about these nightmare stories about homeowners giving these contractors money up front. Do not do that. Do not give money up front. With that one, I'm gone. It's a rainy day down here in Georgia. I still got to get out and do these inspections. Hope you guys staying safe. See what else can I say? Stay tuned. I got a lot of good ones coming. I just wanted to do this quick one because I'm getting a lot of feedback about people getting ripped off. So yeah, with that one, I am out here. You guys take care.